So the biggest news right now in MMA is the retirement of Khabib Nurmagomedov, and there's so many conversations going on right now, ranging from should Khabib pass John Jones in the active pound for pound rankings. Then there's this conversation about whether or not Khabib is the greatest fighter of all time, and then there's a conversation about a fight between Khabib and Gleison Tibau, where a lot of people think that Khabib actually isn't undefeated and he lost a fight early in his career. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at that fight and determining who I think won that fight. And I just want to, give a quick warning. Not a Khabib hater. Love the dude. Really was happy I got to, grow up during his reign as lightweight champion. And I don't think that this fight should affect his legacy at all. I mean, that this fight was 8 years ago. And every, legend has their story where they might have gotten away with a win when they shouldn't have. You think of GSP and Johnny Hendricks and John Jones and Dominic Reyes, where a lot of people thought that they didn't actually win those fights when the judges did. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at each round and break it down and explain who I think won the fight. And if you want to do the same thing, I'll have a link in the description below of the YouTube link I'm watching from. So let's get into it. Round one was a whole lot of swinging and missing from both guys. Tibau landed slightly better. They both threw 27 strikes. Tibau landed 10, while Khabib only landed 8. Khabib went for some takedowns. Tibau stuffed all of them, and they both landed some punches and some knees. And Khabib had the harder punches. He did open up a cut around Tibau's eye, but it was a small cut. It wasn't a really big deal. I would give this a 10-10 round. I think there should be more 10-10 rounds in MMA because no one really took this round. It was back and forth, and I don't think, a fight's decision should be based on, one round that was like dead even. I'd give it 10-10. I really wish that there were more 10-10 rounds in MMA. Round two was really, really even once again. Both guys only landed 9 strikes, but once again, Tibau landed at a slightly higher rate. He only threw 31 punches as opposed to Khabib's 33. But this is something you don't have all these stats if you're a judge. I don't think you have all these stats in front of you. It's kind of like more of an eye test. Maybe you do have access to these. Neither guy landed a takedown, but Tibau did have Khabib down for a second, but it wasn't an official takedown. He did take Khabib's back, but wasn't able to do anything with it. Once again, Khabib was the overall aggressor in this fight, or in this round rather. He, forced Tibau to the edge of the cage, but wasn't really to do anything with that aggression. I would give it to Tibau, but I understand why someone would have it the other way. Round 3 proves that this wasn't a super entertaining fight, and that's all good, but Gleison Tibau landed strikes at a higher rate once again. He landed 31% of his strikes. Khabib landed 19% of his strikes, but Tibau only landed really one more strike. But once again, there was a takedown that wasn't scored here, but Gleison Tibau took him down and once again had his back, but wasn't really able to do anything. This is just a fight of a lot of swinging and missing, a few punches landing, nothing huge landing, and just a lot of stuff takedowns from Tibau. I would give this round to Tibau 10-9, but it was just, again, another very, very close round. Now, when you look at this entire fight, I mean, the strike differential was, Khabib landing 25 strikes, Tibau landing 28 strikes, so it's kind of hard to just judge it on that. It doesn't tell the full story, but just, the audio from the commentary, you could tell that Joe Rogan and Mike Goldberg thought that Tibau won it, and not only won it, but won it decisively. Like, both of them thought that Tibau took all 3 rounds, judging from, what they were saying.
Gleison simply at this point in the game just seems to be the better fighter.
And then you go ahead and you look at the media at the time, and a lot of them had it for Tibau. I know MMA Junkie had it for Khabib, but just about everyone else had it either 2 rounds for Tibau or even all 3 rounds for Tibau. I scored the fight 30-28 Tibau, but this doesn't really mean anything. I don't think anyone should lose sleep over this fight. Khabib has cemented himself as one of the greatest fighters of all time, regardless of what happened 8 years ago against a dude who was way bigger than him, had way more experience than him, and ended up getting popped for PEDs. Khabib is still a legend, even if he did maybe lose a couple more rounds than, it's stated on the record books. But who cares? I'm a Khabib fan. I like the guy. I wish him the best on his retirement, and I hope that some major Khabib fans aren't upset with this video. I would rather you, instead of just leaving a hateful comment saying you suck, you're wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong, but explain why I'm wrong. Break down the rounds, tell me who you think won the fight, and let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like below, and I will see you all in the next video.